Hey there, everyone. It is Lee. It's time for the daily briefing for April 25th, Tuesday. I continue to move through my schedule. I'm still doing the stuff for Next New Networks. We're going to have information on that. I'm going to show you how we shoot those pretty soon. It's going to be a pretty quick video because it's similar to how we shot Protest, actually, but I want to talk a little bit about how we're doing those videos. What else? Oh yeah, I did 3 interviews on Tuesday with Politico, Poynter, and NPR. I did about 2.5 hours more with NPR. I've done about 5 or 6 hours with NPR for a thing they're working on about Bannon. These are interesting. We'll see what the final product is. I know that I'm comporting myself well in the interviews and trying to give the people who are interviewing me a different perspective than what they have on Trump supporters, conservatives, or Breitbart people, all three, really. And I know that I'm having some effect because they're telling me that, well, this gives us a different perspective. So let's get right. We have one question today. Please send in your questions. I'm going to keep this one fairly quick. It's a good question, though. Someone says, how can we as citizen journalists avoid being sued for what we write? Today I learned that Alex Jones and InfoWars were being sued by Chobani's Yogurt's founder. It got me thinking about myself and what liabilities there are for journalists. Well, get the story right. There are liabilities in getting stories wrong. There are liabilities in saying things that aren't true. So you need to make sure when you say things, they're true. This is one of the advantages of having an editor. But as a citizen journalist, you probably don't have an editor. So that means you need to be really super scrupulous. And you should do this anyway, ethically. But this is why I emphasize getting the facts right. The problem that they're going to have for the Alex Jones suit is that there were headlines that indicated, for instance, Chobani had brought in the refugees who'd committed the sexual assault that happened in Twin Falls. Obviously, that's a story I know very well. There was no evidence that the refugees had anything to do with Chobani. Now, the story was correct, because as far as I can tell, the story was correct. And then a headline writer put the headline on it that implied something that was incorrect. Now, should this be handled with a simple retraction rather than a lawsuit? In my opinion, yes. Was the headline written with malice or blatant disregard for the facts? I have no reason to think that whatsoever. I have no reason to think it was anything other than the sort of general sloppiness that's acceptable in journalism under New York Times versus Sullivan. But on the plain reading of the headline, it's not precise. And so, not that, again, I'm not a lawyer, not that my opinion matters, but I know the story very well, and that's the case. So don't write things that aren't true. And again, it's very easy to say, and by the way, this doesn't just apply, let me say something. This doesn't just apply if you're a citizen journalist. I'm going to say this again. It's very important to note. This doesn't just apply if you're a citizen journalist. If you're just a citizen and you go up and you tweet something that's false, you could be held liable and sued for it. Do you understand? So the skills I try to teach you here, being scrupulous and just trying to read, and facts actually do matter. They actually do matter. And in a court of law, they really matter. And I am quite happy that my work as a journalist is pretty seamless and will continue to be for the reasons I've indicated. But that's it. You have a danger as soon as you write stuff publicly. But you're right. That's it. You have and especially when you've got a company that, like Chobani, that's proven litigious before, you need to watch out. So hopefully that answers it. But be scrupulous to the facts. Not just because you might get sued, but because it's the right thing to do. Anyway, till next time, I'm Lee. Send your questions in. Thanks very much. Bye-bye.